What is going on, YouTube? It's your buddy, everybody's buddy, KarKraftsman, back with another video. And today I'm going to make a video about my Black Widow Harbor Freight paint gun. Once again, I got quite a bit of views on my other video that I made where I did an unboxing and then sprayed a bucket. Well, today I actually used it to spray this whole SRT8 Jeep. And it came out good. It came out real good. This particular color is PS2, and anybody that knows Chrysler or painting knows that PS2 is a really pretty color. So that's what we went with, and yeah, came out pretty daggone good. Now there is a couple spots in it where I got just a little bit of shadowing. I can't see it on this side. I think it's on the other side. I'll try to take a video of it outside in the sun. But I think that was more operator error than anything else. It's really hardly noticeable. So yeah, I really think that the Black Widow laid this very fine metallic down very nice. Now, as you can see, I don't have the front bumper on here yet, or the grill. Now, since I changed this color to PS2, it was like PRH or something like that, I'm going to have to color match this grill, and I've already laid down a silver on the front bumper. I'll take you in here now. Coming into the booth now, you can see that we got the front bumper on a bumper stand here. And like I said, I did base this once already. And here's the grill, painstakingly going over that with some tape, making sure I don't have anything touching the painted surface. So we're going to put some base on that fine PS2 metallic base. And there are a couple things on here that I'll show you that I'm probably going to run into that are going to be a little bit tough. It looks like I got another base coat coming through here and or plastic showing. I sanded out a lot of these rock chips, and I went through a couple layers there. So what I'm going to do is put adhesion promoter on there, and hopefully that's going to seal it up enough where it's not going to have any reactions to the base coat. But if it does, then you'll see what I do there. Going to load up this Black Widow and get the spraying. Just gave it a pretty good wash and can't wait to get this thing done and get paid for this truck. So if you want to watch, stick around, like the video. If you like the video, subscribe for more content like this. And as always, thank you for watching. Let's load it up. So I've been working on this grill and I got it all prepped and ready. I've wiped it down with wax and grease remover, removed all as much dust as I could, and yeah, it's looking pretty good here. So we do have some of these open areas, and that's definitely that black there. That's definitely some plastic, and you got to seal that to kind of get a good bite on there. So what I have is a Bulldog adhesion promoter. I'm going to lay that down first, and then I think what I'm going to do is a little bit of an experiment too. I'm going to spray half of it with a spray can primer and sand that out, and I'm just going to leave the other half to chance. So that's what I'm going to do. A couple light sprays of this, and there's a couple spots over here where I broke through on my sanding. I'm going to have to make sure I seal it also with some adhesion promoter to make sure the paint lays down evenly, and also that the paint sticks to what I want to stick it to. Got my adhesion promoter on there, and it's about 10 minutes later. It's going to be nice and dry, and that's going to leave a good surface for my paint to bite into. Now, like I said, there's a couple areas here where I think it's really going to cause some problems. And what I'm going to do to seal that now is I have some Nason spray paint here. And I'm just going to go over, like I said, I'm going to do half of this thing here. This is the worst half, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have problems with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and take care of it. All right, looking pretty good. Now we're going to see if this shows up, how bad it does show up. I'm running a risk, really. But for the sake of showing you guys how this stuff works, we're going to set myself up for failure. So we're going to let this primer dry for about 20 minutes. I'm going to grab a beer and come back. I got my PS2 loaded up with the Black Widow using my 2.0 PPS 3M cup. And I'm going to go ahead and adjust my fan on the wall here. And after I get a fan that I like, I'm going to come by and I'm going to lay some base on this grill. Now it's only about 60 degrees in the booth right now, and I definitely got a little heavy with the base coat. You don't want to put it on as heavy as I did it, really, right there. I just wanted to make sure I was getting all my edges first, and that kind of led to me getting heavy right in that area. Now that'll dry and I'll be able to sand that just a little bit to make it look good, but yeah. So if you see here, I was going for a smaller fan, that way I could just work that smaller part. And you can see the Black Widow really does atomize pretty good and leave a pretty decent spray bed. It's getting a little wonky up here, and that might be just because I let it get dirty a couple times. But after I adjusted the spray pressure just a little bit, it leaves a pretty decent spray bed on there. It's definitely really wet in there, and then just fans out just a little bit more. But I wanted to get a nice concentrated area here and not too much flutter on the ends, and that's what I achieved. This is my previous spray out test panel when I went to paint the body, and how that looks. I went ahead and sanded that problem area with 1000. I got to sand it out enough to where I'm comfortable with giving it the next coat. I think that's going to be just fine. I did catch a little bit of fish eyes along the way. That normally comes along with putting it on thick like I did, so I'm definitely going to put it on lighter coats from here on out. It's looking good though. Now I held that last bit quite a far away from the project just because I want it wet on the surface. When you leave it wet on the surface, it allows the stuff that's mixed in with the paint called flap control to actually take effect. If your paint's not wet when you put it on, if you just spray it on there dusty and dry, the flap control isn't going to work, and you're going to wind up with different looking panels, and it's just not going to be too good. So you want to put it on wet, just not too wet, and then give it a dusting to make sure you got everything on there. It's looking good. I'm going to finish up this bumper. It is looking a little cloudy, so I'm going to open up my fan, turn up the air pressure just a little bit, and hopefully going to cover this thing real nice. So not primering that half didn't do too much of a difference. Really got that paint to lay down pretty well on there, and I'd consider this project good and done. Now the bumper, on the other hand, my air compressor shut off halfway between me being done here, and it kind of left me with some texture going on. And you know what, I'll be damned if you can't see some flutter there on the top of my bumper. So I actually think I've got to respray this. We're going to have to see it outside tomorrow, but it's not looking too good. I'm pretty pissed off right now, but you know what? I'll show you my mistakes with the hopes that you don't make them too. I'm not sure what happened to that top part. Everything else looks like it's laid down here pretty good, and Yeah, it looks like I'm just going to be pissed off and probably have to paint it one more time. But like you could see there's some flutter in there. There's some flutter. So, yeah, whatever. See ya.